introduce you. I'm gonna introduce you. So, okay.
Well, my name is Richard Stevens Jr., aka Quick Rick, and I'm here on behalf of FES, and I'm one of the members that I know that I'm preaching to not many but some to know that how important credit is. All right, and I just want to say while I'm here, through IK Connections, Dr. Bentley, who has been, I don't think they make a word to describe her. She's very ethic, hardworking, and I can say will not stop until she gets what she wants, and that's the reason I'm standing in front of this room and this camera right here. All right, and then I just got to say this. My partner Elvis, that God is opening doors that was not even in existence. So I just got to say that, brother. And I thank you, Dr. Bentley. We were speaking about you at 2 a.m. this morning. Seriously. And all of it was good. And my son Tim just walked in. He used to work for me. And I watch him follow his dreams, which I'm following my dreams. So now, I'd like to speak a little bit more about Dr. Bentley and what she has done for me in my life. I've known her probably 2.5, 3 years now. And like I say, she is very positive in anything she does. She will not stop until she gets you where you need to be. And I'm so grateful to be in her presence and the rest of the people that I've been involved through IK Connections. So I would like to bring Dr. Bentley up so she can talk about the FES training that we're here for. So I want to give her a big hand as she comes up.
Thank you so much.
All right.
God bless you. Thank you so much.
We love you, Dr. Bentley.
Thank you so much. You know, the power in the room is the power of God and the connection of what one man or one woman could do when they sincerely connect. You know, Dr. Calvin Dudley came up here and told his testimony, but the power of that is the people that he know in his team and his network. If Quick Rick truly calls him, or one of you call him, that car show could go in every geographical location just because you connected with Dr. Calvin Dudley. You see who he say you know? He's at Sunland, he's at Oswald Park, and he's all over. And so that's the power of the connection. Not the power that people are not in the chairs. The Bible says where one could put 1,000 to flight, but two could put 10,000 to flight. And so my thing in IK Connection, the thing I'm excited about, is God has given me the ability and the gifting to show one man, one woman, how powerful they are universal.
Yeah.
You see, when and I don't think Dr. Calvin would mind me saying this. I remember him as a school teacher, and my sister kept in touch with him when he was in prison. He was exiting out of prison, and it's probably the last month she put me in contact with him. And his dreams and vision, God allowed me to kindle them. Yeah. And I kid you not, his exit was like a superstar. As if he never lost time. Because like he said, sometimes God has to put you in the valley to get your attention.
Oh yeah.
And say, oh, you think you know, on top of the world, and nothing is bigger and greater than God. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so God took him in the valley. And the beautiful thing about when he came out is that all of his dreams, all of his visions that he had, he fulfilled them and walked in them. And every friend, every teacher, every administrator, every child he touched was waiting for his exit. And they coached him and loved him through the pain and the process of all his loss, his wife and all that kind of stuff. And God supernaturally is totally restoring everything that the enemy tried to make him lose. That's the power of IK Connection. Because I don't see you in your failures, I see you the way God sees you. Because God sees you as a king, he sees you as a queen. He sees you in the beginning, and he sees your end. And it's all perfect.
Purpose.
Amen?
Amen.
So tonight I'm here, I'm gonna do the presentation with FES, which is Financial Education Service, and would like to welcome you to this platform. And I'd like to thank God for Mr. Elvis Paisley, who's given me the opportunity to be a part of this franchise with the company.
Yes.
Okay, how many people do you know have less than perfect credit, don't have the financial affairs in order, have debt, but do not have a game plan for paying it off, dislike their current job and are looking for a change, or don't have a job, are on, a lot of people on disability and need something else to replace that, need to make more money? How many people do you know are not where they want to be in life due to their financial situation? And
Yeah.
probably about, we said 1 trillion people are in credit debt. And so, and they need restoration with credit. That's 1 trillion people. That's a lot of people per day. And there's 7, trillion people on the planet. So
Right.
you can imagine that's a lot of people
Percentage
in debt.
big.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and people are very private and they don't tell you about the pain of debt.
Yeah.
But it's very painful. Because you can't even get an apartment today
Right.
without credit. And now they're trying to make it hard for you to get a good job. So the Financial Education Service, the solution, we have a solution. We were founded in 2004. It's an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Debt-free with over 100% annual sales growth. And our mission is with a focus on customers' education and providing a unique and a personalized experience, we strive to eliminate the burden of financial uncertainty while creating a plan of action and a peace of mind for the future. What we provide, services that protect your identity, credit, family, and finances. It's a lucrative and life-changing business opportunity. The FES Protection Plan, and also say this is one of the best benefit packages I've ever seen. The cost of bad credit, and I just said that. Your credit is constantly monitored and can impact everything in your life, your interest rate, to your insurance premiums. Without a strong credit score, you could be denied the ability to rent, purchase, to obtain credit cards, or even use considering your employment. A low credit score could cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars in a lifetime. This is, a lot of people are at 540 credit score.
I'm in the 580s.
580s. And so the highest, the excellent credit score is 850 to 740. Good credit is 740 to 680. And acceptable credit is 680 to 620. And supreme credit is from 620 to 550. And poor credit is 550 to 300. And so with this company, we can actually help you raise your credit score. The United Credit Education Services, I just received a letter from them today. And it's thanks for Fair Credit Reporting Act. You have the right to investigate and dispute the negative items on your credit report. I just received 3 letters from them today. They asked me to give my driver's license and social security card. So with the letters, I signed them, and they dispute your credit, discrepancies on your credit for you. Okay? So the UCES, it will help you identify and change your inaccurate, your erroneous and obsolete items. So that my late payments, I had a late payment on there for collections. I think it was somebody reported me late, so they disputed that for me. Okay, foreclosures, public records, settlements, personal information, judgments, bankruptcies, they'll dispute all these things for you. My care plan is a will and trust, last will, okay? Express your desires for the handling of your financial and personal affairs. You would think, okay, this won't happen to me, but these days people are dying young.
Yeah.
We had an experience in our church, a good brother in the Lord.
Oh.
I mean, muscular, you would never have thought he would have left his family so fast, and he just died right before our eyes.
Yeah.
Living trust, avoid the costs and delays of probate to spread out and the distribution of your estate over time. A lot of families war in probate. It's good to know where your assets are going to go while you're alive, and make sure your spouse and you are on one accord. Okay? Financial power of attorney, designate someone to manage your finances or business affairs if you are unable. And healthcare, power of attorney. This is very touching to me. You have to make sure you designate someone to make decisions about your medical treatment if you're unable. And so you got to have a good relationship with people, and even especially your children, because you'll be surprised today children don't think the way they used to, and they don't value the elderly like they used to. And so that's a whole nother lesson. And so that's why I'm grateful that Dr. Calvin Dudley spent time valuing the elderly and teaching kids how to do that.
Yeah.
Also included in the FES protection plan is the credit builder. After they actually dispute your credit, they help you build the credit again.
Right.
Credit attorneys, you have a credit attorney. And again, I have a testimony that this really helped me, you know, because I have a good leader. Elvis Paisley is a really good leader to have and be a part of the FES, because we've heard some negative things about some people who did not follow through with their agents, but he followed through with his agent, and he's a huge blessing to us. So we're glad to be a part of his team. The credit monitoring, what they do, your inaccurate credit report, money managers and financial accounts, client system, and what they do is they just monitor your credit. Sometimes I get an email saying, did you apply for this? And I said, oh wow. And I'm like, okay, I'll apply for that one. Also included in the FES protection plan, the FES Debt Zero credit is a financial plan that will give you an payment guide to eliminate your debt quickly and save money. So it's like a little payment plan. And the LifeLock, I get emails from them a lot, and they're just searching over Trillions, the database system. And this is what and I said this before, I like about the LifeLock. They say it's a trillion database system. That means data is information. Like we ask you to put your business cards in a box, and what we do is process that information. And you see how people just shoot you thousands and hundreds of emails every day? That's data. Yeah, and so he's saying that a trillion, out of that trillion database system, they actually are scanning and monitoring and going through that. That's what IK Connection travels you through, a safe database system that's it's set up mathematically on a scriptural base, you know, and biblical base, where the fivefold ministers, you know, you take fivefold ministers, you have an apostle multiplied, he has about 10 churches, he have he can have 1,000 members in each church, or 1,000 members in one church, and so that's my mathematical figure, that if one apostle, word of mouth, if one apostle tell the other apostles or the pastors, guess what's going to happen? All of them going to come into FES, right?
Yep.
So it makes sense. And if you look around the neighborhoods, you have 100 churches, and so I'm like, okay, I'll put all those churches together and say, okay, churches, you're in our neighborhood, give back. That's what I say. Give back to the people within your neighborhood, because that's what the Bible really says. It says, love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. So I asked them, okay, what you doing in your neighborhood to love your neighbors? And some pastors, they wasn't doing anything. They just had social meetings in the neighborhood. And so I went out there knocking on doors and getting the churches out there. And I said, see, you helped the little old lady down the street. Now she done painted your church. Someone paid off their churches and they built it on their church. You see? Because you got involved in the neighborhood. And now I'm trying to get them all involved in FES. Okay? So I like that trillion database system. Financial lockbox. And you may not understand or know these things, and FES actually educate you on each one of them, and they are so valuable to helping you repair your credit. So that's the roadmap. Your financial contacts and information is online. Local, you know, you pay for things online. People get access to your information, and they use it. And so that's why it's important that you know, look at your bank statements. And so FES they do all this for you. That's very powerful. Okay. Also include in the protection package is RX discount cards, you know, on prescriptions and different types of medications. Travel discount, if you're traveling, we give discount on traveling as well. Cash back shopping, you get cash back for just shopping with the with FES. Also includes the YFL, that is the Youth Financial Literacy Online Family Event, impacting schools and students in schools, giving them scholarship opportunities. They're giving hundreds of thousands of dollars in that program. Health insurance, we'll give over $100,000 worth of health insurance, term life insurance as well. Okay, Youth Financial Literacy Foundation, they're giving back, as you can see, $780,000 in some situations with schools. And so what you do is, when you become an agent, and all rich people think this way because they like to write the taxes off.
Yeah.
Okay, so as an agent and as a franchise of the company, we're saying that you're going to become very wealthy in the company, so we want you to give back $2 to the children.
Mhm.
That's a beautiful opportunity,
Exactly.
so that they can be financially literate. Because a lot of kids are not. You know, they're home. I told my son this morning, I said, okay, get up, let's see, you're an IK connection now. You have your job. And so he had the computer. I was like, financial literacy. I was like, you can't make money sitting at the computer playing games all day. How you gonna eat? So I said, okay, I'll tell you what, walk out the house and I didn't cook. I find some food, right?
Yeah.
Because you didn't work today, so you don't get paid, right?
There you go.
Financial literacy is important. So it helps you give back to the community. I think that's a beautiful thing as well. So the FES protection plan, these membership, these all are in the package. And it's one time $99 activation, and per month only $89. And I'm a teacher, school teacher. That package right there, and I don't get half of this. And I pay $400 some a month. About $450 a month. That's true. Just for health, dental plan, and if I disability, something like that. So this is a beautiful package. Additional services sold individually. They have my care packages with the wheel and the POA, the credit monitoring. These are separate things that if you don't want to become an agent, you can become a customer. You have identity theft protection, merchant services, secured card. So once they clean up your credit, they give you a secured credit card to build your credit back up.
Oh.
And the credit analyzer, it utilizes scores, help you utilize your scores.
I have a question.
Yes.
What's the difference between a secured card and a regular card?
The secured card, it means that you can put like $300 to $500 on the secured card, and then you can only spend your own money on the card, and they monitor it. And if you spend over it, then they're going to charge you a percentage, a high percentage, and you got to pay them back a higher percentage.
I see.
But if you do well and you pay it off, and you keep paying it off, you can get what you call like a bonus, and you can actually cash out your $500, and then they'll put $500 on your card. I found that out. They didn't tell us, but they do that.
Interesting.
So it's good to try to keep your credit score up.
Interesting.
Building credit with your rent. If you're on time with your rent, you can actually build your credit score. You know, I didn't know that. You get a certain amount of points. You get some high points with that, your credit. See, people don't realize that inquiries and certain things actually take down your credit score.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure that you look at, and I didn't see that slide. Look at that it's actually a system where it's 35% of inquiries. Like if you go to a car dealership, I found that that's one of the worst things to do. Car dealerships, and if people send you credit cards in the mail, do not apply, because they're going to hurt your credit. You see?
Oh, yeah.
This is a safe system. That's why it says protection system, to help you safely build your credit. Because people are, I'm like, why are they sending you credit cards when they know it's going to hurt, it's going to damage your credit to like 30-35%? And why would you go to a car dealership and he pulls your credit? You know that about 10 other car dealership pull your credit and it'll take you down to like a 400 or something? One car, because you went and applied for a car. So that's why you have to go and you have to say, could you give me a soft pull? That means that they're the only ones to pull with that one bank. You know, and then they monitor it. Because if you don't say that, they'll just send it, and everybody's calling you saying, hey, could you come pick up a car? I want you to get a car. And I'm like, why did that happen? Well, you just cleaned your score up, and because they called and inquired, they called inquiries, they took your score down. Also, companies, it's called comparisons table and prices. compares, companies are offering credit restorations, the wheels